I'll call the meeting to order for the Monday, February 23rd, 2026 City Council meeting. Mayor Patrick Levinson is absent with notice. Can we have the call to order, please, and roll call?
Alderman Dash.
Here.
Alderman Cameron.
Here.
Alderman Anderson.
Here.
Alderman Dolick.
Here.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Here. I would like to make a motion to appoint Alderman Matthew Dolick as Mayor Pro Tem for this meeting.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Okay, thank you. Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Okay.
Down here.
And we got the pledge.
Yeah.
All right, welcome everyone, and we have been called to order. And could we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge of allegiance.
Yes.
All right, the first order of business is the approval of minutes. We do have the January 26th, 2026 City Council regular meeting minutes. We also have the January 20th, 2026 City Council Strategic Directions meeting minutes. Can we do an omnibus? Yeah. If I could have a motion for an omnibus approval of these two separate minutes.
So moved. Morgan Adams.
Second. Anderson.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any discussions or corrections? There being none, could I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Thank you. We have no presentations this evening, nor appointments, confirmations, and proclamations. Item 6 is public comments on agenda matters. Has anyone signed up for agenda matters?
No. No.
I don't believe so. Okay.
Does anybody want to speak on
Yes.
agenda?
Does anyone else want to speak on agenda matters? There being none, there is no consent agenda this evening, and there is no old business. New business, item A is a waiver of the first reading for O2601, which is a staff memo and ordinance approving the side yard variance at 201 West Kenilworth Avenue.
Yeah.
Do you have?
I can give a little color to this. And then if there's any questions, Public Works Director, Dan Peterson is absent with notice. Public Works Director Mark Roscoe can help out as well. This passed the PCBA unanimously. This is a side yard variance at 201 West Kenilworth Avenue. I believe this is for a fence. Am I correct, Mark? A fence. So if there's any, like I said, it was passed unanimously by the PZBA. If any of the council members have any questions, I am a little limited in my knowledge, but Mark can pick up the slack.
All right, thank you. This is for the waiver of the first reading only. Can I have a motion for this waiver?
So moved. Morgan Adams.
Second. Cameron.
And can we have a roll call, please?
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Item B is the staff memo and ordinance approving the side yard variance at 201 West Kenilworth Avenue. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Morgan Adams.
Second. Cameron.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions, I believe for Mark Roscoe, regarding this? There being none, could I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item C, O2602, staff memo and ordinance approving the sale, donation, and destruction of surplus vehicles. First of all, could I have a motion to approve?
It's the first reading.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is the
Just the
first reading.
reading.
Thank you.
Some information?
Yes.
Sure. So this actually is the old K9 vehicle. Whenever we get rid of vehicles, Public Works does an amazing job at putting Band-Aids on them and duct tape until they pretty much, the wheels fall off. But in this case here, this has passed its useful life. This is the old, like I said, this is the old K9 truck or vehicle that after we got rid of the K9 animal officer, it became a regular vehicle, and we got our useful life out of it. So that's what this vehicle is.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions regarding this issue?
No.
All right, the approval will be at the next meeting. Item D, staff memo and resolution authorizing a civil engineering service agreement with DeWalt Hamilton and Associates for design engineering services for the Elm Street Stormwater expansion project for an amount of $67,000, subject to the attorney's review. Could I have a motion?
So moved, Anderson.
Second, Morgan Adams.
I have a motion and a second. Again, Peter, would you like?
Sure. This is the first step. As the council may remember, we had the Willow Road or Willow neighborhood come in asking about a sidewalk that would connect the existing sidewalk on Willow to Elmhurst Road. But unfortunately, like everything in Prospect Heights, nothing's easy. So all our sidewalk projects become stormwater projects. So the first thing we need to do for the Willow Road projects, the sidewalk project, is to address the stormwater in the area, and that's predominantly Elm Street, which runs north-south. So this is the first step of that process. As the council may also remember, we put money into the road bond that is going to be on the agenda March 17th to construct that Willow Road project. So before we can do that construct that Willow Road sidewalk project, we have to get the stormwater under control. And this is the first step with the Elm Street Stormwater Extension Project.
Thank you, sir. Does anyone have any questions regarding this?
No.
We do have a motion and a second. If there are no questions, could I have a roll call, please?
Yes. Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye. Item E, R2605, is a staff memo and resolution authorizing an amendment to the joint funding agreement between the State of Illinois Department of Natural Resources and the City of Prospect Heights for the supplemental funding of the Upper Des Plaines River flood damage reduction project element of Levy 37. Could I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Morgan Adams.
Second, Anderson.
Again, would you like to
Sure.
expand on that?
This is just a belt and suspenders. It's a very simple amendment to our current joint funding agreement with IDNR. We're just extending the date of the intergovernmental agreement is set to expire this June, I believe, or July. We're not confident we're going to finish the project by then, but the project will be finished this year. So we're just extending out the termination of the intergovernmental agreement by 2 years, just to make sure we have breathing room. So that's all that's changing with the joint funding agreement, is just the expiration date of the IGA. The funding that IDNR is putting in is still $500,000, and we're covering the rest, which is about $150,000-ish, which is what it should come out to, is about $150 for city spending. But that's all that's changing with this amendment.
Thank you, Peter. Does anyone have any further questions?
I have a question. So we're moving it out to 2028 then?
No, we are not.
You said 2 years. So I got a little
IDNR
nervous
just
there.
felt comfortable putting it out 2 years.
Okay.
So instead of expiring in 2026, the IGA is expiring in 2028. We are finishing it this year.
Okay, good.
Very good.
I'm a little nervous there.
Yeah, no.
Anyone else? All right, we have a motion and a second. Could I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 10, staff elected officials and commission reports. First, we have the January financial report by Assistant Finance Director Bob Tannehill.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council members. I'd like to present the January fiscal report. Our overall financial position for the city remains stable. All funds combined, our revenues are at 64.79% of budget, with our expenditures are 80.14% of budget. Our general fund performance is so far up through 9 months. We are 9.6 million, which is about 80% of budgeted revenues. And our expenditures are 8.1 million, which are 72% of our budget, which gives us a net surplus year-to-date of 1.5 million. Looking at our revenue highlights over the last 9 months, we have strong revenue categories in the non-home rule sales tax and income tax are performing solidly. Video gaming near expectations, and insurance income is above our expectations. Some good news is that we're starting to see property tax money come in over the last week. There's some significant amounts of it come in, so we're starting to see that. We've been waiting for those over the last couple of months. Departmental expenditures are within budget expectations. Our tourism revenue are at budgeted levels. Water and sewer expenditures are under budget so far through these 9 months. Going to category of our collection notice of receivables. First thing we like to talk about is the sewer collections. Back in October of last year, we sent out, like I said, 134 letters for people who had balances exceeding over 3 billing periods. Year-to-date so far as of February 20th, we had 88 residents respond. We just collected over $22,000 of 35 that we had outstanding. There's still 46 residents that had not responded to those letters. With the current billing, there's about 15,500 still outstanding there. Of the 50 residents or 50 addresses that we had in the newsletter, we had 5 residents respond and paid. None of which of those accounts are in collections. And speaking about the amounts in collections, we have 34 accounts in collections since December of '24, with an approximate balance of $53,000, which just includes the 30% collection fee there. At December '24, there were 65,000 in collections. We did collect 12,000 through our collections agency on that 65. What we did is we final billed some of these residents at high dollar amounts, and then we reopened them to continue the billing process. So they still haven't responded to the collection company with their phone calls or letters. Of those 34, 24 were checked against the Cook County Tax Portal, and they are residents with names in our city system right now. So there are people who are living at those addresses, just have not responded to our letters or collection agency. Currently, we just sent out another 100 letters. We were going now back to 2 billing cycles. We've been past due for 2 billing cycles. There's approximately 22,000 in those type of billings. Of those 108, we did include those 46 that are past now before billing cycles in those 108. So those just went out, and hopefully they will respond to those letters. In the letters, we outlined the potential penalties and possible enforcement actions. So hopefully they'll take note and call the city and talk to us, or they will pay the bill. On the vehicle sticker update for FY 26-27, approximately 163,000 has been collected, which is about approximately 2,300 stickers have been purchased through February 22 of this year. So we started February 1st through February 22, 2,300 stickers have been purchased. In the places for eating and hotel tax update, there are 42 businesses that require remit a places for eating. 10 businesses have not submitted their January payments. But again, like we talked about in the past, it could be attributed to the mailing and timing, since they have to have everything in by the 20th of each month, and today's the 23rd. So we're hoping those 10 businesses will have this week, will have their payments. And those 10 businesses aren't ones that are usually late with their payments. So hopefully like I said, we'll see that. All businesses are paid up through December of '25 on their places for eating. Under the hotel tax, we have 9 businesses that remit hotel tax. There's 1 business not yet made their January payment, and there's 1 business that owes for December and January. And we have contacted them for payment on that, so hopefully we'll see that sometime this week. Usually with a phone call or an email, we see the payment the next 2 or 3 days after that contact. And just to give you a little update on our budget process, we are currently developing the FY27 budget. Last week, we had a meeting after our staff meeting with all department heads to review preliminary revenue projections and department expenditure request. This is a collaborative step to ensure transparency across departments and helps align department or operational priorities with available resources. On Wednesday this week, we'll meet with each department individually with the city administrator to review each budget line in detail. Following these meetings, a draft budget will be prepared and submitted to the city administrator for final review before presenting the proposed budget to the city council. Budget presentations are scheduled as follows. March 9th, we'll have initial presentations for selected departments. On March 23rd, we'll have the final presentations for the remaining departments and funds. After these presentations, the staff will complete a final review, address any city council questions, and make adjustments as necessary. We have a finalized budget. It's supposed scheduled for delivery to city council on April 13th for the first meeting. And if anybody has any questions, I can entertain those. Had a lot there.
Any questions for Director Tannehill?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
On with staffing and elected officials report. Starting with staff to my right, start with you, Chief. Anyone?
Yes, sir. I would just like to highlight that for a 3rd consecutive year, District 23 is hosting the Special Olympics of Illinois for the polar plunge. They've invited us once again to participate. On March 6th, the police department will be participating in MacArthur Middle School, where we'll be taking the plunge to support Special Olympics, raise awareness, and raise funds for a very good cause.
What time's that at?
11 o'clock.
At MacArthur?
Yes.
Friday the 6th. Are you going to plunge?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Other staff to my right?
Yes, sir, thank you. Just real quickly, as we've talked about road conditions in the past months and meetings, if any of the residents have questions about the current road bond referendum that we've been talking about and the needs and the reason why it's so important to maintain our roads, please reach out to myself at Public Works or Peter in City Hall. All of us have good information about what's happening and why it's such an important step for the city. So thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Peter?
No, sir.
Staff to my left?
Yes, we're fully into vehicle sticker season now. We'll reach the halfway point here in about a week or so, so please make sure to get your motor and vehicle stickers and your pet tags before March 31st. After that, late fees will start to apply. You can go to our website for more information on how to pay online, or you can just come into City Hall and we'll help you here. That's all.
Thank you.
None from me.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Speaking of vehicle stickers, I did that today, and today was the first day I thought to myself, I'm going to do this online because I always mail everything in. And my experience was, and I did call the staff here today, if you have a change, you got to update stuff, you cannot do that. Yeah.
Never been able to do that.
And I didn't know that. So warning only, it's just something we have to work on someday. I was able to pay, but you still have to call in to make the changes.
Okay.
Now, Peter and I did exchange an email. I don't know if I believe I copied others. I don't know what you might have found out as far as modernizing so that we don't have to print these stickers in the future. If it can be somehow digitized, what can you share with us on that?
I really can't share anything. I understand what you want to do. I just don't know how we could do it and how we could enforce it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Other elected officials to my left?
Yes.
Go ahead.
As board member for SAF Dollars for Scholars 214, applications are now available for scholarships, and Prospect Heights is guaranteed a scholarship because we have a donor that has designated a special scholarship just for Prospect Heights, and last year we had 2. We'd love to get more. So any senior in high school or current college student that lives in Prospect Heights or any of the member communities that serve 214 can go online and or contact their counselor at school and apply for a scholarship. And last year we gave out 17 scholarships and two very special people in Prospect Heights, so we'd like to have a repeat of that.
All right, thank you. Elected officials to my right.
No report.
Danielle?
Nope, I'm good, thanks.
All right, thank you, everyone. That brings us to the approval of warrants. Madam Clerk, would you read the warrants?
Yes, thank you. The expenditures amounted to $659,800.86. We had wire payments on on payroll February 23rd. The amount was $182,756.86. The January IMRF amounted to $18,013.07. And we also had some manual checks to Sheridan Builders bond refund in the amount of $2,430.25, bringing the total warrant amount to $860,570.79 for council's approval tonight, please.
And just real quick, that's actually supposed to say January 9th payroll instead of the 23rd.
January 9th.
February 9th.
February
sorry.
9th.
Yes, February 9th. So just a
Type.
small edit there, yep.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Any other questions regarding the warrants? If not, could I have a motion to approve as presented?
So moved, Anderson.
Second, Cameron.
We have a motion and a second. Could we have a roll call, please?
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye. That motion is approved. Next item is public comments on non-agenda matters. Do we have people that are signed up?
Yes, we have a few. Mayor, we have Danae Koval, please.
Good evening.
Evening.
I'm Danae Kovac. I'm the Executive Director at HANA Center. We are an immigrant justice organization, nonprofit located in Palwaukie Plaza. And I'm here tonight, as I think many others are, because I care about the residents in Prospect Heights, and I would like Prospect Heights to be a place where everyone is safe and where everyone can thrive. And I hope and believe that you all as public servants also share that same value. So tonight I want to speak to bring your attention specifically to the Cook County State's Attorney's Office's new Federal Immigration Enforcement Action Response Protocol. Can I see a raising of hands if anyone's familiar with that? Okay, a couple people, great. So this protocol, since not everyone is familiar, was just recently passed by the Cook County State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke this past Thursday, February 19th, 2026. And I brought copies to share with all of you tonight. So in a statement, Burke's office said that the protocol was developed after seeing the actions of federal agents in Minneapolis, particularly the fatal shootings of 2 U.S. citizens in 2 separate incidents. State's Attorney Burke says, and I quote, "No one is above the law, including both ICE agents and prosecutors. If a federal law enforcement agent commits a crime, my office will not hesitate to act in accordance with state law," end quote. Here in Illinois, this protocol provides an opportunity for accountability and the establishment of good precedent before additional violence is enacted upon community residents. I want to read from you briefly from the protocol's stated intent. So it says, "It is the intent of this protocol to ensure that the Cook County State's Attorney's Office is working effectively with state and local law enforcement to properly and ethically, A, assess evidence when a death, shooting, act of violence, or use of force incident related to federal immigration enforcement activity occurs, B, determine whether collected evidence could support a criminal prosecution when a death, shooting, act of violence, or use of force incident involving federal immigration enforcement authorities occurs, and such a prosecution is cognizable under state and federal law, C, make charging decisions, and D, promote public safety. This protocol provides a clear way for local law enforcement agencies to submit evidence to the Cook County State's Attorney's Office for review. So in light of this new protocol, I'm here to ask Prospect Heights for two things. First, to submit for review all evidence from the December 22nd incident involving the violent and forceful detention of a U.S. citizen by federal agents that occurred behind Milwaukee Plaza. And second, to provide transparency with the community by announcing at a future city council meeting that you have done this and submitted this for review. Thank you. As I mentioned, I have copies that I'll give to you to distribute.
Thank you. All right, Madam Clerk, the next person.
Yeah, the next person is Andrew Dillas Atlas, please. Alice, I'm sorry.
Good evening. My name is Andrew De La Salas, and I serve as the Suburban Youth Program Coordinator at the HANA Center, an immigrant justice and service provider based in Prospect Heights. In my role, I coordinate the Suburban Youth Council, a leadership program for immigrant high schoolers in the northwest suburbs. This is now the third time I've come before the City Council to share perspectives from young people who live, work, shop, and go to school in and around Prospect Heights. This is a generation who has been forced to grow up quickly, but they are meeting and exceeding the moment. HANA's youth are creating emergency plans for their families and handing out Know Your Rights flyers at grocery stores. And in the past few weeks, our youth have exercised their constitutional rights alongside hundreds of other students in walkouts. They know that this is a fight that isn't just about optics and platitudes, it's holding the line against Orwellian authoritarianism. And don't just take it from me, take it from a Korean-American freshman at Glenbrook South. As a second-generation immigrant, recent ICE raids have caused immense fears in not only my family, but also the community around me. ICE is harming people that are innocent and American citizens. Immigrants are people that help lift up the community, and they contribute so much to America. Around 1 in 5 small businesses are owned by immigrant families. This means that your favorite local coffee shop might be owned by immigrants. Or your favorite place to get a cozy meal with your family might be owned by immigrants as well. It's vital to protect immigrants in this community, and we're only putting them at risk of being kidnapped and torn away by their families due to ICE. These are not only hardworking citizens, but people. Immigration status should not determine who gets to be treated humanely and inhumanely. And at the end, we all shed the same tears and bleed the same blood. Immigrants are people who have the same rights as you and me, to feel safe and protected by your home and the people you trust. Immigrant communities are in a time when they need your support now more than ever. Prospect Heights needs to immediately take action against ICE for the safety of all people. HANA Youth and other community members recognize that December's policy statement, unanimously approved by this council, was an important first step. However, months of public comment, you've neglected to stand up for your constituents and failed to proactively build trust at a crucial moment. To reiterate, these demands come not just from our youth, but the broader community as well. 1, to host a meeting between community leaders, the mayor, police chief, alderpersons, and social worker at the HANA Center to discuss community concerns about federal immigration law enforcement and ways to rebuild trust between Prospect Heights Police and the community. 2, put immigration resources in English and Spanish on the front page of Prospect Heights website, including Know Your Rights information, Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights Family Support Hotline, and the submission interest form for the Illinois Accountability Commission. This has been a continued demand since late November 2025. 3, share the resources, manuals, PowerPoints, and any other training materials used to train Prospect Heights police officers in compliance with the Trust Act. This reflects similar action in Morton Grove. Paper copies will be distributed of these 3 demands after the meeting, and we expect to hear a response on how you will address all 3 by the next City Council, in addition to what Danae mentioned. Again, we commend your previous decision to commit yourselves to the Trust Act back in December. The city's past outreach, from food drives to clothing donations to shuttle buses, are accomplishments we can all be proud of. These are common sense demands, are an opportunity to go further and to build bridges to places you didn't even know you could go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Karen Rodriguez, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Karen Rodriguez. I go to Oak Grove High School in Oak Grove Village. I am also a member of the Suburban Youth Council through the Hannah Center. I am here to call on the council to host a community forum, update resources on the website, and share training materials for the Trust Act. My parents are both immigrants who migrated to the U.S. in 2002. They have made hundreds of sacrifices for me and my brother to give us a better life than they ever had. So we can have opportunities like these to be able to stand in front of you, to be so privileged to speak upon the tragedies that have ever happened, to hopefully be the change this country so desperately needs. That change can start here in Prospect Heights. We are asking for a public meeting between community leaders, the mayor, the police chiefs, aldersons, social workers at the Hannah Center to openly discuss how federal immigration law enforcement is being handled in our city. We're also asking that immigration resources be clearly placed on the front page of Prospect Heights website. This includes Know Your Rights information, the Illinois Coalition for Immigration and Refugee Rights Family Support Hotline, and information about the Illinois Accountability Commission. These resources should be accessible for families in our community, can easily find support when they need it most. Additionally, we request that the city share the manuals, PowerPoints, and other training materials used to train Prospect Heights police officers in compliance with the Trust Act. Other communities, like Morton Grove, have taken similar steps. Transparency about these materials will help reassure residents that local law enforcement is acting within state law and respecting the rights of immigrant families. Families shouldn't be forced to be separated from each other, to suffer through the violence and the murders, the racial profiling, the violation of our privacy, and feeling unsafe to even set foot out of our homes. Our communities don't deserve to endure the unjustifiable and inhumane actions ICE agents have made upon us. My generation has fought tremendously for the rights of our parents and family members, seen through the walkout schools from District 214 have organized, like Elk Grove, Rolling Meadows, Prospect, and many more around our district. We shouldn't have to fear that one day we will come home from school and not find our family at home because they've been abducted by ICE agents, who have shown no remorse to do anything in their power to remove these illegal, dangerous aliens, who yet again have sacrificed everything to give us our voices to be able to speak against these unconstitutional crimes. The first ever amendment written in the Constitution states, it protects spoken, written, and symbolic speech, allowing for the free exchange of ideas. Yet we get punished for expressing our views and beliefs publicly to protect our rights and our loved ones. The Equal Protection Clause mandates that no state shall deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. But why hasn't that applied to all of us? To everyone in this community and other ones who have personally been affected by these unlawful acts. There must be a change, and we demand a change, because we shouldn't have to fear every single day that our loved ones might be taken away from us, that we will wake up and might never see our family ever again. We ask you again to please listen to our demands and take action against this horrible reality we are living. Thank you.
Lisa, please.
Good evening. I was a direct witness to the incident that occurred on December 22nd, 2025. I'm here tonight because what happened that day was wrong.
Can I interrupt you for just a moment? Can I have your last name?
Is that a requirement?
No, it's not a.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is?
Yes,
Okay.
it is. This is the first time that we've been asked.
Okay. According to our attorney, it is required.
Okay, Cohen.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
I was a direct witness to the incident that occurred on December 22nd, 2025. I'm here tonight because what happened that day was wrong, and the silence surrounding it has damaged the community. On that day, I watched federal immigration agents detain an American citizen. No warrant was presented, no just cause was explained. The vehicle was still in drive when ICE agents violently pulled the individual out. It was aggressive, it was dangerous, it was excessive, and the Prospect Heights police were there. Police formed a perimeter around the car. They held observers back. They did not demand a warrant. They did not de-escalate. They did not intervene. They did not protect the rights of a citizen. The appearance was clear. Local police helped facilitate that detention. That is unacceptable. If local officers were caught by ICE, the public needs to know under what authority. If there was cooperation without a judicial warrant, that raises some serious concerns. And if no officer questioned what was happening in that moment, that reflects a concern as well. The long-term damage from that day is not theoretical, it's real. Trust in law enforcement was fractured. Many residents saw that incident and concluded that their rights might not be protected. Families began to question whether local police serve the community or serve federal enforcement first. When people lose trust, they stop calling police for help. They stop reporting crimes. They stop cooperating as witnesses. They teach their children to avoid officers instead of seeing them as protectors. That erosion of trust undermines public safety more than any policy ever could. And trust does not rebuild itself. If this community is serious about repairing damage, then action is required. First, there must be transparency. Clarify the policies regarding cooperation with federal immigration enforcement. Make it public, make it clear, reaffirm strict adherence to state law and constitutional protections. Second, there needs to be a structural change. Prospect Heights needs a shift from enforcement first to community first public safety. That means investing in multiple trained social workers who are embedded in the community, not as an afterthought, but as a central strategy. Social workers who proactively meet with residents, conduct neighborhood outreach, identify mental health, housing, youth, and family support needs, respond to nonviolent calls where de-escalation and services are more appropriate than force. Policing alone cannot solve problems. Continuing to rely solely on enforcement while trust remains broken only will widen the gap between the city and its residents. A visible shift toward community-based support sends a message that Prospect Heights has learned from the past and is committed to doing better. I witnessed what happened. I won't minimize it, and I won't allow it to be dismissed as insignificant. It affected how people see law enforcement in the city. It affected how safe people feel exercising their rights. We have a choice: maintain the status quo or lead with accountability and reform. Repairing trust requires transparency. It requires structural change. Protecting residents requires actions, not silence. I urge you to take responsibility for rebuilding that trust and implementing a community-centered approach to safety.
Jen, please, and we could have your last name.
What's going on?
Oh, okay, Marcelo?
Lopez.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, good evening, members of the board. My name is Marcela Lopez. I want to begin by returning to something that was said at last meeting, the comment about not knowing what version of the Trust Act we were reading. Our concerns are based on the Illinois Trust Act currently in effect. The law is clear about when and how local law enforcement can cooperate with federal immigration authorities. When questions are raised, they are not emotional reactions. They are questions about process, compliance, and accountability. If policies are being followed correctly, then transparency should not be an issue. If there are gaps, then they need to be addressed. That is all we are asking for, transparency. Thank you.
Jen?
All right, hello board. My name is Jennifer Abonce Alcantar, for the record. I am here to speak about the continued concerns surrounding immigration enforcement activity in and around Prospect Heights and the city's lack of meaningful response to the community's record concerns. However, for the record, because all your nameplates are not up or correct, can we please get the first and last names of each person behind the desk present at today's February 23rd meeting?
No.
We're not, it's,
But your plates are not up, as they usually are.
All
Like I
the
said,
pictures-
chief
all
of
the
police,
pictures
but
are
I
on
know
the
you're not the
website.
chief of
Yeah,
police.
yeah, we're all on the website.
We can't, there's no back and forth.
Okay, so you're directing me to your website.
Right.
So I've been to your website, and as a constituent, it is not user-friendly. So that's a concern that I'm putting on the record. It's not user-friendly.
Here, this
When
has
we
all our
sent you-
pictures in it. You can have mine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a newsletter.
Yep.
The city attorney's name is not on there, though, for the record. So anyways, for the last city council meeting, we formally requested clarity and communication regarding how the city plans to rebuild trust within our community. We also followed up in an email in writing. To date, there has been no clear path of action shared with residents. That silence is deeply concerning. Since we have not received solutions, we are bringing forward recommendations. First, the city should host a community forum, as it has been brought up previously, that includes trusted community members, key decision makers, and the Prospect Heights social worker. We need to be open and transparent, where we have dialogue, where you're prepared to truly listen and have that back and forth dialogue. If that forum occurs, the December 22nd incident needs to be directly addressed. What we continue to hear from this board is that you believe everything was handled appropriately. However, under the Illinois Trust Act, local law enforcement officers are prohibited from creating a security perimeter around federal immigration enforcement operations. Community members witnessed a perimeter being established. Was that not a violation? If not, please explain clearly, as the experts, how it complies with state law. Additionally, there are concerns about professionalism. After the federal officers left the scene that day, the Prospect Heights PD did not engage with the community. We were left shaken. No one took statements, and nothing was attempted to de-escalate the fear. That absence of communication compounded the harm. There are also concerns of an officer who was laughing and mocking the situation during that incident. Now, we are hearing that immigration enforcement activity may increase again in Illinois within the next month or so. So whether that proves to be accurate or not, our community is not waiting to find out. Residents are coming together, we are organizing. We are sharing best practices, educating one another about rights, and building support systems to protect our neighbors. The community is prepared. So Chief Durman, Pat, who's not even here, let's see, Michelle, Terry, Wendy, Danielle, Matt, Joanna, Peter, nameless city lawyer who does not appear on the website, and other decision makers of Prospect Heights. The question is, what is the city going to do to prepare? What concrete steps are you taking to ensure residents are protected, informed, and treated with dignity? What policies are in place to prevent further erosion of trust? And how will you ensure that local law enforcement remains compliant with state law if federal activity increases? This issue will not disappear by postponing discussion. The community is paying attention. We want this to work. We live here. We work here. The community is hosting workshops, providing know your rights education, and sourcing future candidates for this board and other boards. We are asking you to think outside the box, to challenge yourselves to lead differently, and to meet this moment with transparency and accountability. We are prepared to do the same. Thank you.
No, we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak this evening? Yes. Come up and state your name, and feel free to speak.
Thank you for inviting me. My name is Jeff, Jeff, Oremland, Oremland. I've been a resident of Prospect Heights for 11 years. This is the first time I've spoken at a board meeting. I appreciate all the work that you do for our city and our residents, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak. I'm here in support of Andrew and Karen and Danae's comments, and Jen's, regarding what's coming. We know that the federal government has a mission with DHS. We know they have equipment that's military grade. We know that they have a modus operandi which sometimes follows the law, but has been consistently observed to not follow the law. As Jen mentioned, residents are organizing. And the three in the front row have requested, and others who support them, including myself, have requested meetings with city representatives so that we can work together, because we know heavily armed officers will be coming to our streets again. They have contracts with for-profit prisons. They have contracts with warehouses to convert them into detention centers, and they need to fill those detention centers. And we have seen that the people that they bring to those detention centers are not always in violation of immigration law. So I'm asking you, when we ask you for meetings, we're talking about collaboration. We know we have a responsibility to take care of each other. We know we have a responsibility to help maintain each other's rights, and we're asking the city to work with us so that we can keep each other safe, take care of each other, and maintain our constitutional rights. Thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody else wants to speak?
Yes. Yeah, please come forward and state your name, and feel free to speak.
Sir, apologies on the timely entry. Had one of those, just got off of work. Wanted to make sure I was here for my people. So thank you, first and foremost, everyone that showed up. Had something written, but just gonna go off the cuff here. Thank you, first and foremost, for what you guys do. It's not an easy job. You guys are obviously doing your best with the situation at hand. My name is Agustin Salgado, to put that on the record. And I'm here as a kid that grew up in Prospect Heights. My parents, I was born in Piper Lane, and building 724 was the building that I was raised in. One-bedroom apartment, and going to the park that as a kid, I did not realize how dangerous that park can be, right? Depending on what time of day you go over there, or, you know, if police is there or not. I played in the basketball league there. I officiate in the Piper Men's League. We've got police there that keeps the league safe. Sometimes guys, you know, get a little aggressive, get a little too competitive. And I say that to say this. The trust that Prospect Heights Police has had here is something that we can continue to bring back to this village, to this city. And I'm not saying it's gone out the window, because there obviously is different versions that everyone has in their mind. Everyone has seen different things, people have lived different things, and have actually witnessed something firsthand that traumatized them. You know, some people have had family that was a part of the Holocaust. Some people have family that, you know, if I was raised in Mexico, everything that's happening in Mexico right now, you guys are seeing it, what is happening. Any tourist that's out there, that's something that people can't avoid, right? They come to America for what would be a better opportunity, and that's what my family did. I thankfully do not speak with an accent, and I thankfully am not as dark-skinned as other people may be. However, yo hablo español. If everyone, you know, happens to have the compassion that, you know, everyone wants to be born with, I'm not saying people don't have compassion. However, there are some people out here that are masked, and when you are masked, right now we all gave our names. Everyone knows who everyone is, besides their attorneys in front of us. However, with that being said, the ICE people that are out here, all of these enforcements have no name tags, have a badge C222, whatever it may be, but they've got a mask on, right? You see what they're doing. What we're trying to do is basically build what would be a partnership within not only the community, but leaders that are rising from within the community. I could be at home having dinner with my mom. That's what my mom thought we were having tonight. I told her, hey, remember we grew up in Prospect Heights? Well, I'm taking an Uber to the Village Hall to go speak and support my team, support everyone that's here in my community. Because what we want to do is we want to be able to make sure that we're all safe. We want everyone to have a job that is respected. Not saying that, everyone's job isn't respected, but we want to bring that back and forth respect, that back and forth dialogue, so we can have these questions answered that we feel like aren't being answered, in which I think some people may already have them answered in their mind, or they feel like they put a statement out online. But we did send out an email trying to get a response as to what our last comments were from this Village Hall. We haven't received a response. So if you can just, whoever is handling the inbox, let them know. Just go check the spam. If you happen to hit the spam, go look at that. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to just think it went to the spam inbox. But yeah, we're here to make sure that you guys understand that we're not going away. Every meeting, we're going to be coming here to speak on what our family, what our friends, and what our community is going through. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak this evening? All right, thank you all for coming. We do not have executive session tonight, do we? Okay. That being the case, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Anderson.
Second, Cameron.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. All right, we are adjourned. Thank you all.